Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Random Vlogging. Yeah. Sorry this is late. Thursday was kind of busy for me. I went out to Milwaukee to visit a buddy of mine that I hadn't seen in a long time, to be perfectly honest, a few months, and came to a realization. Yes. So, those of you that don't know, I've been kind of freaking out about this whole retail thing and having to quit my job and everything, and well, at that point, I basically convinced myself that I was broken. Um, there was something massively wrong with me because I couldn't deal with the things that other people had no problem with, and it had caused me to have a bit of a nervous breakdown. I lost my job because of it, and I came to the realization that I can't work in a career field that I spent 5 years developing and working in, to the point where now I'm in a place where it looks like I'm going to have to basically start over from scratch again and get into a brand new career field. Um, and for a while, that really terrified me. Not only that, but I wasn't 100% sure that I would be able to find a career field that I wouldn't have the exact same problems that I had in retail. It wasn't the fact that I can't do the job itself, not to sound incredibly arrogant, but I'm a phenomenal manager, specifically when it involves sales. I understand sales, and I understand them very, very well. Um, I have done some pretty crazy things with stores, and I've taken stores that people told me flat out were impossible to make any sort of a profit in, and have turned them into leaders in their areas for sales and stuff like that. It's what I do. I've dealt with employees that were quite literally just massive wastes of payroll. Uh, they weren't worth training. They weren't worth really anything. They were just ruining their specific stores, and I've turned them into leaders and eventually managers. Um, I mean, that's what I did, and I was really, really good at it. Um, and so coming to the realization that it wasn't that I couldn't do the job, it was I couldn't deal with. I wasn't all that great at dealing with politics. I never have been. I hate them. Um, I wasn't. I'm still not good at lying. It bothers me greatly when I'm forced to lie in my job, and it's the one area where I've kind of in my life where I've said, you know what, it's okay for me to lie at work because that's how the world works. You literally cannot be in retail management and tell the truth 100% of the time. It's not possible because there's so many things that happen. There are times when somebody's going to get terminated or someone's going to get written up, and you're not allowed to tell anybody about it. And if somebody starts asking questions, you can't just say, "Yeah, I can't really talk about that," because that starts rumors. Um, so you have to lie about it, so that the rumors don't start and things don't turn into larger issues than they need to be. And that's just one of the hundreds of thousands of lies I had to tell every single day working in retail, and I don't do well with that. I hate lying. I think it's a horrible, horrible thing. I despise the fact that this world is run on lies, and I couldn't deal with it. And then I also couldn't deal with the fact that, and this apparently, I haven't worked in every industry, but this is apparently true in a lot of industries. The people that got promoted were not actually the people that did their jobs well. The people that get promoted are the ones that know how to play the game best. And a lot of times, the ones that get into high management positions are bullies. Um, that was one of the issues I was dealing with at my previous job, and I won't go into too many details, but one of the people in a position of authority over me was a bully, flat out. That's exactly what it was. And I don't react well to bullies. I've been a bully magnet my entire life. I've mentioned before that I will constantly stand up to bullies, which I did and got into pretty big trouble over it, because when the bully has all the power, it creates issues. So yeah, it was. Just wasn't a good experience, and I don't see it ever changing if I want to continue in retail. And so I can't do that, and I can't guarantee that if I go into marketing or if I go into project management that's not going to happen again, because that's how our economy is run, uh, and it has been for years. We have a massively broken system, and the people in power don't understand. There's a large disconnect between people in power and people doing the work, in most large companies. Uh, in retail, the word corporate is a four-letter word. It's people say it and almost spit. Nobody likes corporate because they make policies that don't make sense, and force you to do things that end up making your job significantly more difficult, and then you get blamed because the policies that they um, put into effect don't work. And that's because there's a massive disconnect from the people that are actually making the policies. The people that are making the policies haven't worked in a store either ever or haven't worked in a store for 20 years. You know, they may have started in the store, and you hear that every so often. And a lot of people in high management positions that work their way up will wear that as a badge of honor, because they'll be like, well, I understand because I used to work that job. It's like, well, you worked it 20 years ago. It's changed. Um, and so yeah, it's a horrible situation. I wasn't exactly sure what I was supposed to do. So I was talking with my buddy, and I kind of came to a realization. For the first time in, I want to say, probably 3 or 4 years, um, I'm happy. I really am, and I'm not really content, but I'm satisfied with the fact that I know right now I'm doing everything I need to do to move forward. I don't exactly know what direction forward is taking me, but I am moving forward. And yeah, I'm I'm completely fine with the fact that I'm never going to work in retail again. I'm never going to apply for a job in retail. I'm done with retail. Um, and I'm not upset about that. I'm not worried about it, or anything. I'm rather happy about it. Um, and I'm happy that I I don't feel broken anymore. I don't think that I'm doomed. I don't think that I need to get put on disability anymore. Uh, because the reason I was going to look into getting put on disability was because I thought I couldn't work anymore. And that thought terrified me. And I don't think that anymore. I do know that with my current skills, I cannot work now. I do not, I cannot find a job in a field that will allow me to support myself with my current skills. It's just not possible, because the only places I could really find a job in are service industry in general, and either they pay too low for me to live off of it, or it's retail, and I can't work in that anymore. So that bothers me a little bit. But other than that, like, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm focusing on the channel again. I'm focusing on school again. I am literally. I have one more final to take, and then I've got one very small short class about communication. And then I'm done with the courses I'm supposed to get done for this semester. It's phenomenal. Um, so yeah, um, it's weird, and I'm sorry this is kind of a long video, but it's been a rough couple months here, and I finally got to the point where I feel like I'm getting out of it. Um, One of the people that's kind of inspired me recently, and I think it's mostly because PAC South is happening now. Um, Mike Kuhulik, and one of his Penny Arcade Q&As talked about, somebody asked him, uh, what would you be doing if you weren't doing Penny Arcade? And he mentioned something. He used to work at Circuit City, and he despised it. He couldn't stand it. And if I remember correctly, he said something along the lines of, I don't know what my life would be like if I had to do that. I hated everything about it. It was horrible. I don't think I could have lived through that. And that was how it was becoming to me. I vehemently despised it. I couldn't stand being there. I couldn't stand myself when I was there. It was a horrible experience. And seeing that he, Mike and Jerry, for whatever you think about them, they're doing exactly what they want to do. And that's inspiring. They started in a very similar position that I did. They started in retail and having, shit jobs and dreaming that one day they'll be able to do what they want. And they can. And it's taken them well over a decade to get to that point. But if they can do it, so can I. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all for me this week. All the YouTube stuff, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, blah, 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 blah. I will see you guys on Monday with a new episode of TJ Plays on my personal channel and a new episode of D&D High on the All for Geek Alliance, okay? So again, that's all for me this week, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye.